independent investigation on this whistleblower's claims. I'm here with my special guest throughout the hour tonight, Mercedes Schlapp, and to discuss this subpoena, we'd like to welcome a member of the House Oversight Committee, New York Congressman Nick Langworthy. Congressman, welcome to the program. Glad to have you here tonight.
Oh, thank you so much for having me back, Jen.
Hey, so this is some shocking information that we received today. You're on the House Oversight Committee. Can you tell us more about this whistleblower and how credible they are? Are you confident that this accusation that they're making is true? What can you tell us about even what country this foreign national is from?
Well, there's things that we have to find out. We have to get our hands on the FD 1023 form in order to make those determinations. And, Chairman Comer has been very bold subpoenaing the FBI director for this document. The whistleblower, seems to have great credibility coming forward to Senator Grassley and Chairman Comer. It says this document exists, that we have, crystal clear evidence there that we are entitled to know what is there. The American people deserve answers. I mean, frankly, they need to know whether or not our president is on the take. And if the president, in fact, was selling policy to foreign nationals and receiving compensation for that, he has no business in the White House.
So immediately following the announcement of this subpoena, a White House spokesperson put out this statement. For going on 5 years now, Republicans in Congress have been lobbying unfounded, unproven, politically motivated attacks against the president and his family without offering evidence for their claims or evidence of decisions influenced by anything other than U.S. interest. What's your response to that statement?
Well, we've seen the receipts, Mercedes. I mean, we had the House Oversight Committee at the Treasury Department going through the suspicious activities reports that Treasury held. We had to use subpoenas to get our hands on those to see how many Biden family members were associated with these foreign companies. We have a Chinese energy company tied to the CCP, which has paid as many as 11 Biden family members. That money trickled through a web of accounts, all of which identities we still don't know. And we're pouring through those banking records. I mean, our chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, has led a great investigation so far. We've uncovered a lot here, and we're learning more by the day. The latest that the whistleblower has come forward with, the existence of this document, FD 1023, that would dictate what a source said to FBI agents about the president's relationship with a foreign national. This is something that the American people deserve the answers for, that we will continue our work on the House Oversight Committee to get the job done so the American people have the correct answers. And we need to know the answer to the question, is our president on the take and compromised by foreign entities?
Yeah, it's a question we've had for a long time. And, it's interesting timing as well, Congressman, because right after we learn about this subpoena, there's a report from the Washington Post out that the DOJ is apparently close to a final decision on whether or not to charge Hunter Biden with tax and gun crimes. This is a culmination of a 4-year investigation. The Washington Post writes this. They say the people familiar with the matter said Weiss, the federal attorney assigned to the case, is nearing the end of his decision-making process, although they offered no specific timetable. Let me ask you, what do you think will come of this? Are we going to just see a slap on the wrist to divert attention away from this? Obviously, it seems like a lot more bombshell evidence here.
Well, we're certainly not going to stop our work, regardless of what the Justice Department does. But I would certainly suggest that they look at the evidence that's coming forward, those suspicious activities reports that we have seen at Treasury, as well as all of the banking records that have come forward. I mean, there's not a member of the Biden family that has any expertise that would entitle them to the massive windfall of cash that they received from that Chinese communist energy company. They were selling influence. It's what it really seems to be, all the smoke around this situation. Where there's smoke, there's usually an awful lot of fire. And what we learned today and what we expect to learn, once this subpoena gets answered, could very well be, what the answers we have been looking for about the foreign national relationships with President Biden, as well as all of the different members of his family. I mean, this is a very this really appears to be a conspiracy, to having this many family members entangled in these sort of business affairs where they have no expertise, they have no history, and no background. It's very, very troubling.
Yeah, there are a lot of red flags, Congressman. There have been for a while, and we're going to be following the story very closely. Appreciate the work that you and your colleagues have been doing, and thank you for joining us tonight, Congressman Nick Langworthy. We appreciate it.